Hey, Mom. I wanted to express gratitude for the wedding gifts. I really appreciate all the appliances you got me. It's great that I can always count on you for the big things. Oh, absolutely, sweetheart. Congratulations on your upcoming wedding. I only wish I could do more for you. But honestly, it's been my pleasure. There's no need for you to thank me separately like this. After all, I am your mother. Well, thank you. But, you're not technically my biological mom. Wait, what? What do you mean, dear? Oh, come on. No need to play coy. You're not my biological mother. But I wanted you to know that I'm so grateful for everything you've done for me. Wait. Hold on a second. What are you trying to say here, Eleanor? Did you actually think I didn't know? You thought I believed you were my birth mother all these years? What on earth are you talking about? I am your mother, Eleanor. Seriously, no need to play innocent. Just because you've raised me for 28 years doesn't mean you're biologically related to me. It's not like feeding me, dressing me, teaching me things over the past 3 decades made my genes suddenly yours. It's not like all the care and love you've given me somehow changed me to be your own daughter. Hold up, Eleanor. What's going on? Why are you saying this? Don't try to act clueless. Stop saying what? It makes you sound stupid. Raising me and pretending to be my biological mother all this time? It's not fair to my real mother, you know. Can you even imagine how she must have felt after losing her baby to someone else? Eleanor, I am genuinely confused. Where is all of this coming from? What have you heard? I can't believe you're spewing out these awful, hurtful things at me. Are you even thinking about what you're saying? Hurtful? Seriously? What about you essentially taking someone else's baby? You don't get to accuse me of being hurtful. Eleanor Barnes! Oh, so you're the hurtful one now. What about you stealing a newborn from a real mother? If it weren't for you, my real mom could have married Daddy, and the three of us could have been a real, true family. If it weren't for you, I would never have had to grow up with a fake mom. My poor birth mother had to go on living her life with her heart broken into a million pieces, and I ended up living this humiliating pretend life, all because of you. Eleanor, you're completely misinformed. I didn't steal you as a baby. You're suggesting something illegal and horrible. Your birth mother actually handed you over to me. Willingly. She said she wasn't going to raise a child as a single mother. She made a deal that she would disappear from your life as long as I raised you. Then, your poor birth mother even demanded money in exchange for you. Like I asked to take you away from her. I offered, of course, but who does that? It was like she was selling you to me. Giving her some money was the least you could do after that. She gave you her baby, for God's sake. Have you been sore about the donation all these years? Have you been keeping a score or something? That's really trashy. And you wouldn't even have taken me so eagerly if you weren't barren yourself, would you? So don't give me any of that, oh, I raised you with my heart crap, because you didn't do it for me. You did it for yourself. And you did it to satisfy your own selfish greed of being a mom and a wife. To fulfill your ideal of a perfect family. You probably pretended your butt off so you could appeal how perfect a mom and wife you are to Daddy. Sweetheart, I never once thought of you as anything other than my own daughter. I cherished you as a precious gift. I spent the past 28 years being thankful and showing that through raising you. I'm so proud of the woman you've become. I understand that the wedding planning can be stressful, but let's not let it get between us. Huh. Always riding that high horse, Paisley, huh? Just take a moment to step down and try to understand how my real mother must have felt. Step out of that fake, cheerful facade of being my mom and see the reality the rest of us have experienced. Do you even have an ounce of decency? I'm not your daughter anymore. I won't play along with your charades or any other fake roles you want me to take on. So save yourself the trouble and don't bother showing up at my wedding or sending emails. Just stay out of my life. I'm cutting ties with you. I'm moving forward into a new chapter, and I'd prefer if you weren't part of it. Got it? Eleanor, how long have you known that I'm not your biological mother? And who told you? Well, now you're asking. Daddy spilled the beans about 3 years ago. Yeah, around the time I met Miles. We all used to hang out together. Daddy, my real mom, Miles and I. Dinners, shopping trips, you name it. You genuinely had no clue? What? Are you serious? I can't believe your father would do that. Well, serves you right for thinking you could tie Daddy down by having a baby. Any baby, that is. We all know you wanted nothing but to use me as a bargaining chip to keep Daddy for yourself and provide for you. Did you really think building your happiness on other people's sadness wouldn't have its consequences? As I already said, I did not steal you away from your birth mother. Eleanor, you have to believe me. And I provided for myself as much as your father did. I didn't have to depend on him entirely. Yes, I am unable to have children of my own, but that is not at all the reason I raised you like you were. Your birth mother. She threatened to discard you at some orphanage like a piece of garbage if I didn't take you. Her word, not mine. And to my eternal shame, I did think about letting her do what she said, because after all, she was your father's mistress and you were their illegitimate child. But sweetheart, I took you in because I loved you from the moment I laid eyes on you and your tiny little fingers wrapped around my thumb. I didn't think twice about what it meant to mother your husband's child he had with a mistress, because I fell in love with you so deeply and so utterly. How you came into this world did not matter anymore. Just that you did come into my world. Can't you understand that, baby? Ugh, please spare me the tear-jerking drama. This isn't Hollywood. Save your sappy stories and just leave me alone. I've already confirmed my birth mother's attendance at my wedding. As my real mom, of course. And Daddy should be sending over divorce papers soon. Divorce? What? Ugh, why are you being so slow? Daddy told me he has never forgotten about my birth mother. His true love. He couldn't leave you because you were so adamant about giving me a proper childhood with loving parents and all that crap. But now that I'm a grown adult who can take care of herself, he's finally opening his eyes to the possibilities, I guess. To go after his own happiness. See, if it weren't for you, the three of us could have lived happily as a real family. You tore us apart. You shattered our future together. And you've had your share of fun. It's time to set things right, Paisley. So leave us be. And if it turns out it's your turn to spend the rest of your life in sadness and regret, then deal with it. My mom surely did for long enough. All right, if this is what you truly want, I'll leave you to be with your real parents. Mind you, I'll have to cancel the $30,000 charge on my credit card for the things I ordered off your registry. And I'll have you and your daddy's belongings packed up into suitcases or something and leave them by the door. Come get them and go on off to wherever it is that you want to go off to. Whoa, wait, what? Cancel this stuff for my registry? Why would you do that? Those are for my wedding. Why would you cancel gifts from a registry, Mom? Mom? I thought you didn't want me to be your mom, let alone think of me as one. If I could, I would get a refund on everything I spent in the past 28 years raising you. But since I can't do that, I'm only canceling the gifts that I mistakenly purchased for a wedding I'm apparently not even invited to anymore. Oh, your honeymoon was reserved with my credit card too, wasn't it? And your wedding venue. What about the catering service? Flowers? Photographer? I believe there was a videographer too in there somewhere. I wonder what the last-minute cancellation fees for those places will amount to. Surely not a drop in the bucket compared to what I've gladly spent on you your whole life. Oh my god, that's so petty. You can't take back gifts. Who does that? You got me those things because you wanted to, didn't you? There are no take-backs. How do you call yourself a mother? It's your only daughter's wedding. Oh, I thought I couldn't call myself a mother. Isn't that what you were telling me? You can run along to your precious birth mother and ask for help. Why don't you? Surely she can help with the venue and the food and the photography and the honeymoon. Since she loves you so much and has never had the chance to show it, surely she'll jump at the chance. Wow. So there it is. You did think of me as a stepchild, didn't you? Your words say you love me like your own, but your actions speak volumes about how you really felt all these years. You kept a tally of the money you spent on me. Seriously? Would you have done that if I were your real biological daughter? You know what? Fine. My mom can cover the venue and honeymoon. Miles probably has some money saved up too. We don't need your help. All we need from you now is to sign those divorce papers. You got it. The sooner, the better. And in a way, I'm uncertain if I ever truly forgave her. But in that moment, all that mattered was before me. I gazed upon what could have been perceived as a lump of flesh, and then she opened her eyes, meeting mine. I gently touched her hand, and she curled her tiny, delicate fingers around my thumb. She was mine. In that moment, I believed in the intricate mysteries of God's design. This perfect child had been delivered to me as if by divine intervention. She was a gift, and in turn, I was designed to be her mother. The saying blood is thicker than water held some truth, but what truly resonated was that love could defy all odds. Eleanor brought a joy I had never dared to dream of before. The first time she called me Mama, the moment she took her initial steps, her genuine delight in the meals I prepared. Those instances were all emblematic of a kind of love that transcended boundaries. Her small hand in mine as we walked together, the handmade artwork she gifted me on Mother's Day. She had been gradually filling the void within my heart, until it was overflowing with a love I never thought possible. I could have never foreseen that one day she would utter those hurtful, devastating words she hurled at me today. My husband's confession to his ongoing affair with Shelley's birth mother shattered the foundation of our 33-year marriage. Our life together unraveled in the blink of an eye as we walked out of the courtroom with our marriage officially dissolved. Once back home, I hastily gathered their belongings, tossing them into any available box, and left them outside my door. The sight of my now half-empty home was a stark reminder of the abrupt changes that had befallen me. As I tried to process the shock of it all, a text message notification illuminated my phone screen. A message from my now ex-husband.
Hey, where are you? My keys aren't working, and neither is my garage opener. Did you already replace them? That was quick, Paisley. Good on you. I brought a KFC bucket and some beers, your favorite. I thought you and I were overdue for a chicken and beer date night. Open up, Paisley.
Jacob, what are you doing here? Shouldn't you be with your daughter in true love by now? You know, the woman who makes your heart ache by just thinking about her. The woman whom you had a child with. The woman with whom a few days ago you gave everything else up to be with again. Did you forget? What are you doing here with chicken and beer at this ungodly hour anyway?
I'm done with her. I left her. We're over. I finally realized there is no woman like you. Paisley, you're the kindest, the most patient person I know. I was immature and naive to let you go. I hurt you, I know. I'm so sorry. And I never showed you how much I appreciate you. For all you've done for this family, you've forgiven me once before. Can't you do it again? I'll change. I promise. I'm a victim here too, by the way. That witch was so full of it. She didn't want me. She never wanted me. She was just using me this whole time so she could tag along when I take Eleanor out to eat or go shopping so that she herself could get what she wanted. I may have bought her a handbag or two, but that's it, I swear. She's even got a young boyfriend she's seeing. She doesn't want to marry me and settle down. She said so herself. She's the absolute worst. I love you, baby. Come on.
She may be the worst, but she's Shelley's biological mother, isn't she? Surely she wants her baby back in her life and wants to build some kind of belated relationship with her. I heard she was attending the wedding, and everything as mother of the bride. The optics aren't bad right now, Jacob.
The optics? Yes, but it's not that simple, Paisley. She was only going to attend the wedding so she could sift through the wedding gifts and see what she could claim for herself. You know, she demanded to be paid to come to her daughter's wedding. I had to wire her $10,000 2 weeks ago. She made me cut all ties with you, abandoning everything I owned with you, like my house and my clothes. Then she left me high and dry. Eleanor and I went to see her after the wedding with all our suitcases, and she shut the door in our faces. We didn't even get to see inside of her house, Paisley. Can you believe that? What mother does that to her own daughter? Me? I understand. But her daughter? Are you going to sit and take this for our Eleanor? She's heartbroken right now. Oh, say something, Paisley.
Eleanor made it abundantly clear that I am not her mother. Nor does she consider me her mother. In one single conversation, she took away all my hard work and dedication as her mother and basically erased me from her world. I realize now that trying to hold on to her was like holding onto a fistful of sand. No matter how tight or hard I try to keep all the sand in my hand, it'll find its way out between my fingers.
But you were happy being her mom, weren't you? You loved her with all of your heart. You still love her. I know you do. Even if Eleanor in her youth erases 28 years of her life with you, surely you can't.
I did have some great times with Eleanor, I sure did. She was my everything. But the accusations she hurled at me, they were cruel, Jacob. That side of her didn't come from my nurturing. It's her nature. It's the nature of your mistress. I can't get past that. At least not just yet, Jacob. Maybe a real biological mother could have easily forgiven her daughter for something like this. So I guess I'm no better than what Eleanor thought of me. Because in the end, I'm not her real mother. Mom, it's me, Eleanor. I'm so sorry. Mommy, can you please forgive me? I don't know what got into me. If you let us back in, I will never think or talk about my real mom ever again. I'll be the best daughter to you. The kind of daughter you deserve to have. I promise. Please, Mom. We have nowhere else to go, Mom. Daddy and I will come inside and beg us if you want to. Please let us in and you can help me with my wedding plans again. Remember how fun that was? Let's go to the mall together. Just you and me. Like old times. We can stop at the food court and get some cheese fries like we used to. I miss your meatloaf, Mom. I miss your awesome meatloaf with real breadcrumbs. Will you teach me how to make it? I want to pass it down to my kids too. It'll be an heirloom recipe. If I learned anything from this whole ordeal, it is that I wasn't as big a person as I thought I could be. I cannot find it in me to forgive you two for what you've done. I guess I am nothing but an evil stepmother, like you said. After all, our relationship ends here, Eleanor and Jacob. Thank you for the many happy memories you've allowed me the past 28 years, Eleanor. Whether they were real for you or not, I will cherish them forever, because they were real to me. I will try to keep only the happy memories of you, but now it's time for you to leave me and never come back. Don't make this any messier for us. Goodbye, Eleanor. The echoes of their persistent knocking and frantic kicks reverberated through the silence, a desperate symphony of anger and rejection. I stood on either side of the door, the barrier between my past and the uncertain future I was determined to embrace. After dialing the police, 2 patrol officers arrived. Their stern words and authoritative presence finally managed to quell the storm outside my home. Shelley's fiancé, Miles, and his family openly voiced their disappointment at the sudden upheaval caused by the withdrawal of their wedding venue and honeymoon down payments. Their anger and disbelief seemed palpable, yet I remained resolute. They even contemplated putting their wedding preparations on hold, urging Shelley to reconsider her life's path. And in the blink of an eye, Miles made a decision that sent shockwaves through their relationship. He ended things with Shelley, just days before their intended wedding date. Amidst the chaos, Shelley bombarded me with messages and calls, hurling curses my way and placing the blame squarely on my shoulders. It was tempting to succumb to my habitual instincts and try to mend things, but I recognized that I needed to tread a different path. I needed to stop giving them space in my life and focus on rebuilding my own. I chose to turn a deaf ear to her accusations and to free myself from the weight of their turmoil. It was a moment of realization. If anything needed fixing, it was my own life, my own happiness. As the days passed, their presence faded like a distant memory, and the quiet solitude that embraced me was a welcome change. Looking back, it's bittersweet to think that my prime years were dedicated to nurturing a child who, in the end, mirrored the darkness of her birth mother. However, I carry no regrets. Shelley, in her own twisted way, taught me invaluable lessons about love, resilience, and the boundaries I needed to establish for my own well-being. Now, as I stand at the crossroads, I'm ready to pen a new chapter in this uncertain adventure called life. The pages ahead are blank and full of possibility, and I'm determined to fill them with my own happiness, free from the chains of the past. It's a fresh beginning, a journey that's mine to craft, a future waiting to be written.